convicted prisoner.
I think it is terrifying to think that persons who are on remand, who haven't even been convicted for the most part, and also women who are either remanded in custody after pleading or before they're dealt with, are kept in archaic conditions which are really rather grim and which can only be cured by pulling these places down and having special units built for remand prisoners, which would be healthy and hygienic, and one wouldn't have all these rather squalid conditions that arise now. The overcrowding, particularly with the men defendants, is appalling. I don't want to go into too many sort of details. When one thinks of the slopping out process at Brixton and the unlocking of people after being kept in custody for hours and hours and hours, it's really rather frightening, you know. Why should any human, or even a really hardened criminal, why should anybody be kept in those conditions? It's not correct. I've been thinking while we've been talking, Mr. Pilger, and I think probably I'm as guilty as anybody about this bail situation, because I think it's only of recent time since I've been a Crown Court recorder and realised the enormity of the power that you have when you're putting someone into custody, that one realises how case-hardened one gets as an ordinary solicitor, running around the courts, dealing with people day in, day out, who are remanded in custody willy-nilly, and you just get used to it, you know. And if I get case-hardened as a lawyer, one wonders what effect it must have on the court that's dealing with this day after day, because to them it's just an ordinary situation, remanding someone in custody without giving them bail.
In April last year, two young sisters, Demelza and Genevieve Valbaker, were charged with a drugs offence. They were innocent, and 8 months later, at the Old Bailey, they were completely acquitted. But they had already spent 4 terrifying weeks in Holloway Prison on remand. They applied at every opportunity for bail, but it was always refused. Once inside prison, it seemed as if they had already been convicted. I asked the sisters, while in prison, did they protest their innocence?
Well, we tended to at the beginning, but then we realised there was just no point. You don't get anywhere in Holloway. They won't let you make phone calls. I mean, you sink, don't you? Because you know that the matrons just say, well, you know, we can't do anything.
It's nothing to do with us, it's to do with the court. I'd like to tell you a few instances, actually, about, I mean, Jenny's situation for a start. I mean, she was ill anyway.
Well, I was having a lot of treatment with specialists, and I had pills and things, and they wouldn't let me have them in, you know. My sister kept bringing them, you know, and they refused because, you know, they had to go through the laboratories and things, you know, and all this took time, and I finally got my pills 3 weeks later, you know. Meanwhile, I was sort of given aspirins and things, you know.
So for 3 weeks of that, you had no treatment for this?
No,